Hello. We hope you're enjoying your stay at Toshi's place.
To help you make the most of your time in Kamakura, we've prepared this sightseeing guide.
Today we'll introduce you to Anyo-in Temple.
Anyo-in Temple is really one of Kamakura's special spots. A bit of a hidden gem, maybe? Just feels so peaceful there.
It really does.
Yeah.
And it's famously connected to Hojo Masako, isn't it? Such a powerful figure.
Absolutely. When you visit, you're stepping into this amazing mix of history, culture, spirituality, and it's all wrapped up in this beautiful, tranquil setting.
Hmm.
It's a really important pilgrimage site, but honestly, it's fascinating, even if you're just into history or, if you love beautiful flowers.
Especially the flowers. Okay, so let's unpack the story behind this incredible place. What makes Anyo-in Temple so special? What's its background?
Well, its full name gives you a clue about its a complex past.
Right.
It's Gyeonsan Anyo-in Teshirodera Temple.
Yonzen Anyo-in Teshirodera. Wow, that's quite a name. Sounds like there's a lot packed in there.
Exactly.
And you said history.
Yeah.
It goes way back, right? 13th century.
Yeah, that's right. The origins are in the 13th century. And what's really interesting is it's not just one temple's story. It actually carries the history of 3 older temples.
Shaku twins.
Zendoji, Chorakuji, and Teshirodera. So it's like this historical convergence point.
Fascinating. So how did it start?
Okay, so originally there was Zendoji Temple. That was a temple of the Jodo sect, focused on Amida Buddha and reaching the Pure Land.
Got it. Jodo sect. And then Hojo Masako comes in.
Yes, exactly. Early 13th century. Hojo Masako, wife of Minamoto no Yoritomo, the first shogun, and later called the Nun Shogun because she held so much power.
An amazing woman.
Truly. She established Chorakuji Temple right on this site, and she founded it specifically to pray for Yoritomo's spirit after he died.
Wow. So it's deeply personal for her. Power, family, faith, all tied together right there.
Precisely. It tells you so much about that era.
It's incredible to think this place has such a direct link to her.
It really is. But, history wasn't always smooth sailing.
No, especially back then.
Right. So, early 14th century, there was Nida Yoshisada's attack on Kamakura. A really destructive event.
And Shirakuji?
Sadly, yes. Shirakuji was destroyed during that attack.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. So the building we see now isn't the original one she founded?
Not the original Shirakuji structure, no. But its essence, its location, its history that was preserved. A new temple was rebuilt, but on the site of the original Zendoji.
Okay, so they rebuilt it on the Zendoji spot.
Exactly, and that's when it got its current name, Anyo-in.
Anyo-in. Any special meaning?
Yes. It was named after Hojo Masako's own Buddhist name, Anyo-in.
Oh, wow. That's a really powerful connection. So even though the building was new, her legacy was woven right into its name.
Absolutely. It kept her intention for the site right at the heart of its identity, and the story doesn't stop there. Much later in the Edo period.
More changes.
Another temple, Teshirodera, was merged into Anyo-in.
Merged. Like combined.
Yes. And when Teshirodera merged, it brought its main statue with it, a really important Senju Kannon statue, the 1,000-armed Bodhisattva of compassion.
So when you visit today, you're really experiencing the legacy of multiple temples, all in one place. Centuries of history, destruction, rebuilding.
Wow.
It's like a living history book, exactly. In this one very peaceful spot.
So speaking of visiting today, let's talk about what you actually see inside the main hall. What are the highlights?
Right, stepping inside the main hall really connects you to all that history. You'll find some incredibly important statues. There's one of Hojo Masako herself, of course.
Naturally.
Then the main deity, Amida Nyorai, and that Senju Kannon statue that came over from Teshirodera.
Okay, statues of Masako, Amida Nyorai, Senju Kannon. Got it. Anything else we should look for?
Definitely look up. Under the eaves, both inside and outside the hall, there were these amazing, intricate wood carvings.
Carvings? Of what?
Mythical creatures, phoenixes, dragon gods, and these sort of lion dog figures called karajishi.
Oh, cool. They're not just decoration. They're really stunning examples of traditional Japanese woodworking at its peak. You can almost feel the craftsmanship.
Wow. And the statue of Hojo Masako, you said there's one. Is it special?
There's one that's particularly striking, yes. Its exact age is a bit uncertain, and it had suffered some damage over the years, but it was meticulously restored using modern techniques.
Yeah.
And the restoration revealed these incredibly realistic details, like wrinkles, sagging skin, It's not a prettified image at all.
Really? So it shows her later in life.
Exactly. It gives you this incredibly powerful, almost raw image of her later years. It really seems to reflect the weight and drama of her life.
That sounds incredibly moving. It makes her seem so much more human, not just a historical
It
figure.
really does. You feel a connection.
And the Amida Nyorai statue, the main deity. I heard there's a fun fact connected to that one. Something about the halo.
Oh, yes. The halo, the kohai, has these radiant lines spreading out from the head. Well, legend has it that those lines are the original inspiration for the Japanese Amidakuji lottery.
No way. You mean the lottery game, where you draw lines down and across? That comes from a Buddha statue's halo.
That's the story! Isn't that amazing? It shows how faith and everyday culture just weave together here.
That is genuinely surprising. From a sacred symbol to a game kids play. Wow.
It really highlights how deep these things run. And of course, don't forget the Senju Cannon statue, the Toshiro Cannon, as it's sometimes called, remembering where it came from.
Right, the Toshiro Cannon. Okay, so that's inside the hall. But the grounds outside have some major highlights too, right?
Absolutely. As you wander the grounds, you have to see the Hokkyo-in-to.
A Hokkyo-in-to, that's a type of stone pagoda.
Yes, exactly. And the main one at Anyo-in is incredibly special. It's actually the oldest known Hokkyo-in-to in all of Kamakura.
The oldest. Really? How old?
It has an inscription dating it to 1308. It's recognized as a national important cultural property.
1308. Wow. That's ancient. And does it mark anything significant?
It's believed to be the tomb of Sonken Shonin. He was the founder of a particular branch of the Jodo sect. So it really underlines the temple's deep historical and religious roots.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But isn't there another one too? A smaller Hokkyo-in-to.
Yes, there is. And this one's interesting because it's popularly said to be a memorial for Hojo Masako.
Ah, okay. A memorial to her.
Right. It even has an inscription that seems to date it to 1225, which is right after she died.
Seems to. So.
Maybe not.
Well, this is where history gets a little complex.
Right.
While everyone definitely cherishes it as her memorial, historical research suggests it's probably built much later, maybe 14th to 16th century.
And the 1225 date was added later.
That seems to be the consensus, yes. It's not thought to be her actual contemporary grave marker.
So where is she buried?
Well, her actual burial place is a bit uncertain, but it's generally thought to be at Anyo-in Temple. There's also a grave marker, a Gorinto for her, at Jufukuji Temple.
Okay. So the one at Anyo-in is more symbolic, a later tribute. Exactly. It's a beautiful testament to how much people wanted to remember and honor her connection to this specific place, even centuries later. It shows how historical memory works, you know?
That makes sense. A different kind of historical truth. Okay, moving from stone monuments, the tree. There's a famous tree, right?
Oh, you absolutely cannot miss the Maki tree.
A Maki tree. Tell us about it.
It stands right in front of the main hall, just majestic. It's estimated to be over 700 years old.
700 years. Incredible.
It's a designated natural monument for Kamakura City, and you'll see why. It just has this overwhelming presence.
Like a sacred tree at an old shrine.
Exactly like that. It feels ancient, deeply rooted, alive. It perfectly symbolizes that fusion of nature and faith you often find here.
Wow. I can picture it. And speaking of nature,
yeah,
if you visit at a certain time of year.
Oh, yes. If you happen to be here in, say, early to mid-May.
These azaleas.
The azaleas. Oh, my goodness. The Omorasaki azaleas at Anyo-in are just breathtaking.
Are they really that spectacular?
Absolutely. They don't just bloom. They form this incredible wall of vibrant purple-red color. It's famous on social media for a reason. That iconic photo. This is the spot.
A wall of azaleas. When's the best time?
Usually around Golden Week, that late April, early May holiday period. But, blooming times can shift a bit with the weather, so it's always smart to check online for the latest status before you go.
Good tip. So we've covered history, statues, monuments, nature. What about the experience? It's still an active temple, right? A place of faith.
Very much so. Anyo-in holds a lot of spiritual importance, especially for Jono sect followers. People come for quiet reflection, for prayer, specifically praying for rebirth in the Pure Land.
And what about specific wishes? You mentioned the Senju Cannon, the Toshiro Cannon. People pray to that statue for particular things.
Yes, historically, even Hojo Masako herself is said to have worshipped this cannon, praying for, harmony with Yoritomo, stability for the nation.
Big prayers.
Indeed. And because Senju Cannon has all those arms, symbolizing reaching out to help everyone, people today still come with all sorts of prayers.
Like what?
Oh, good relationships, success at work, happy marriage, family safety,
Mm.
especially protection for women, historically.
And isn't there a belief about Senju canon that makes it extra popular?
Yeah, yes. The lovely idea that this canon can grant many wishes at once.
Oh, very efficient. I like it.
Quite appealing, right? And
The
there's another statue, too, the Higiri Jiso.
Girijizo, what's special about that one?
This Jizo is believed to grant wishes by a specific date you set when you pray.
Really? By a set date?
That's the belief. So it's become really popular for people praying for things related to love, maybe hoping a relationship develops or something happens by a certain time.
Fascinating. Love, career, family. And wait, isn't there a connection to cinema here too? For film buffs?
Yes, absolutely. The temple cemetery is actually the final resting place of the legendary film director Akira Kurosawa.
Kurosawa, wow. Seven Samurai, Rashomon.
Exactly. For fans of his work, visiting his grave here is a really quiet, meaningful moment. It adds another whole layer to the place.
It really does. And the temple itself is part of larger journeys too, right? Pilgrimages.
It is, which really highlights its ongoing spiritual role. Anyo-in is the third stop on the Bondo 33 Canon pilgrimage.
Which covers a huge area of eastern Japan.
Right. And it's also the third stop on the local Kamakura 33 Canon pilgrimage and the 24th stop on the Kamakura 24 Jizo pilgrimage.
So it's a key point on multiple sacred routes.
Definitely. It really shows how it's this blend,
Oh.
a tourist spot with amazing history and beauty, but also a deeply sacred place. You get this profound cultural experience.
Okay, let's get practical. How do people get there? And any tips for the visit itself?
Well, it's located in a fairly quiet part of Kamakura, which is nice, a bit away from the main hustle and bustle.
So maybe less crowded.
Generally, yes, but it can get busy, especially during holidays or when those azaleas are in full bloom.
Right, the Azalea Wall.
Exactly. So a good tip is to try and visit right when they open in the morning, or if you can, avoid the big holiday weekend.
And that's where staying at Toshi's place really helps.
Right.
Right, that flexibility.
It does. You can plan your morning, have a nice breakfast, and head out early to beat some of the crowds, get that peaceful experience.
Perfect. Any other timing tips?
Well, May is famous for azaleas, but sometimes that period just after cherry blossoms but before hydrangeas really kick in, say mid to late May, can be a bit quieter overall, fewer tourists sometimes.
A hidden gem season.
Kind of. And,
Yeah.
weekdays are always better than weekends if you want fewer people around. Simple but true.
Excellent advice.
So yeah, Anyo-in Temple, it's just this amazing mix.
Mm.
Deep history with figures like Hojo Masako, incredible art and artifacts, that stunning nature with the ancient tree and the azaleas.
And that profound spiritual side, being part of these pilgrimages,
Yeah.
it really feels layered.
It truly does. Whether you're drawn by the history, the art, nature, or faith, it offers something really deep. It's a place that kind of sticks with you.
As you think about visiting, standing where Hojo Masako might have stood, consider this. How much do the stories we tell about a place, the memorials we build like that later Hokkien-to, shape our connection to the past, perhaps just as much as the hard facts themselves? Makes you wonder about how we remember, doesn't it?
What did you think?
We hope the rest of your stay at Toshi's place will be filled with wonderful memories.